Okay, hey guys. Anime West Reacts here is going to be a review for Sachi-iro no One Room, Chapter 40. Sorry if I'm out of breath. I don't know what happened. But yeah, chapter starts off saying the chase is on. It's chapter 40, so I guess that's the title of the chapter. So we start off at the police headquarters, I guess, or police station. That's what they're called. I don't know how I forgot what a police station was called. They got the chief named Kiriyama, and so this other guy, I guess, new characters, I think. I don't know if we've seen these guys before, but Kiriyama and Kishino. So he's asking Kishino what it is, and so he says, just as Kiriyama predicted, they found fingerprints in Mister's room at the apartment they were at before. Or Sachi's fingerprints in Mister's room at the apartment before, so they've got a match now, and Kiriyama says, I knew it, and then we transition as he's saying, and as for the male suspect, we were able to confirm a composite with the help of the landlord. Here it is. So they got like a crime drawing type thing of him, and they're looking at it, and so Kiriyama asks why he's wearing a mask. So I've already forgot the other guy's name. Yeah, Kiriyama and Kishino. I'm gonna have to write it down or something. Yeah, Kishino says apparently he always wore it and the landlord has never seen his whole face. Then he explains the landlord had doubts about the man being a suspect because he said he doesn't seem like the type of person who would do something like this. However, his name and previous addresses have too many suspicious points to ignore, so it's perfectly acceptable to list him as a prime suspect. So yeah, from what we've seen at least, has never really done anything that's like illegal aside from just kidnapping Sachi, or kidnapping in quotes her. So then Kishino says they're currently gathering footage and from the security cameras, but there aren't many of them in the area. I believe the tapes will require more time to get to us. And he says, or Kiriyama says, this is enough. Breakthrough as it all is already. Get ready for an emergency meeting. And Kishino says, yes, sir, and heads off. And then Kiriyama is taking the list of apartments received from Matsubase as a lead, the only bad information for all complexes within a 20-minute walking distance from the school. However, when plotted on a map, all of them were northwest of the school for some reason. None were in the same direction as XXX's house. Yet a room with evidence of XXX's presence were found there. And he's like, could it be Matsubase was already on to something back then? So yeah, Matsubase not telling the police stuff that he already knows pretty much. That's what it kind of shows. And Kiriyama thinks that at any rate, I ought to report my findings to her family for the time being. Perhaps they might know this man. So we go over to Sachi's mom and the police pretty much, and Kiriyama telling her, and that's what we found, pretty much just laying out all the stuff they found, and says, here are a few evidences we can share. We believe this man to be the kidnapper, so now she knows what the Mister looks like. And Kiriyama says the pictures are of a room which we suspect to be his former residence. XXX's fingerprints were found on the bathtub, toilet, window, and the entrance as well. However, there weren't any traces of her leaving the unit. So they suspect that she was forced to remain indoors for most of her stay. Then the mom, I guess. Yeah, no, Kiriyama says, I understand this has worried you, however, there's a very high chance that XXX is still alive, and then she like looks down. Kiriyama then says, "Do you have any memories of this man? Perhaps you've seen him on the streets or your daughter had mentioned him." And so the mom obviously says, "No, I don't. This man," and she's like, quiet. Or she didn't say anything for, I guess, a moment, and then she says, "This man is the culprit. He looks like a coward." And so she's like, "So my child has been taken by an idiot like him." And they just get like some shots of their faces. And the mom says, "Don't, not to make the sketch public." And so he's like, "Pardon?" And she says, "I'd like to check with my husband to see if he knows anything first. Perhaps I am the only one who does not remember." So she's like, "Please don't make the sketch public for the time being." And so Hiriam was just like, "Very well." And then his partner, Kishi, no, it's not what it was. I keep forgetting what the second one's name is. Kiriyama's easy to remember. Yeah, Kishino says pretty much, or like they leave the house and then they start like talking pretty much. And then Kishino seems like kind of the soft spoken type, so he's like she must be very shocked as her mother when she saw the sketch of the suspect in front of her. Reality must have hit really hard. And then Kiriyama says, "Kishino, don't you think there was something odd about her mother?" And Kishino's like, "Huh?" And Kiriyama pretty much kind of noticed it and says, "I can't really place my finger on it, but she seems strangely calm and distant. It's as if she was a completely different person from the woman we first met on TV, or saw on TV, because, yeah, before she was like all freaking out about how her daughter was missing, but now she's really like, calm and kind of detached from it, like it doesn't concern her." And so then Kiriyama says, "Plus, why did she dislike the idea of the sketch being made public? There's something strange going on." And then Kishino just kind of is silent. And then he looks like really panicked and he's like, I think she's just very mentally distressed. The sketch was made public, the case would become a trending topic again. Plus, the media would most likely gather outside their house. See, I don't know what's going on with this Kishino person. He seems like really terrified, weirdly enough. And so then Kiriyama says, "Was I overthinking things then?" And Kishino's just like, "Yeah, please stop with the weird theories." And then we go back to Sachi's mom and just the sound of the clock ticking, and then she's saying, or she says, "I can't believe she was actually kidnapped." And then she's like thinking, "What am I supposed to do if the sketch was publicized and she was found safe?" And then she gets a text and it says, "We'll need to stay behind late again. Don't need dinner." And then she says, "Today too, huh?" And she gets up, throws the phone at the table, and knocks over a cup and says, "I already know about your affair. I won't let you pin all the abuse on me and file for a divorce." So yeah, basically the husband is trying to out himself pretty much, or he's gone into hiding, kind of trying to leave all the blame on her. And so she just says, "Why are the ones around me always such idiots?" Then we go back to Sachi and the detectives. Mr. and Matsubase have gone out, I guess, to work. So partner guy says, "Those two won't be back until later in the evening, huh? Why does time feel like it's passing really slow?" And then Sachi's like, "That's my line." And so the guy is like, "What time is it anyway?" And then he's like, "Oh, that might have been my phone," because his phone goes off. And so he's like, that was probably from the news app. Sorry, I'll turn the notifications off." And then Sachi's like, "Hey, you're only allowed to check your phone once every 2 days. We agreed on that last time." And so he's like, "Sorry, I'm only turning off the notifications, okay?" And then he sees the notification being that the news missing girl XXX Sans 14. age 14 fingerprints found in Tokyo apartment. And then, so yeah, he's like, fingerprints, the police found the apartment unit. And then she drops the knife, and he tries to tell her it's okay, they haven't picked up on where you've gone yet. And she's just like, what do you mean okay? And so she's just like freaking out and looks behind her and see all these like handprints everywhere because of her fingerprints pretty much being all over the room. And then the mom appears behind her and says, I guess they'll find you in no time with all these fingerprints you left behind. And so then the guy says, Matsubashi-san has tabs on the police. If anything happens, I'm sure he'll. And she just gets up, kind of sunken down, like arms kind of hanging in front of her, and he's like, XXX-san. And she just like, I have to erase them. I have to get rid of every last fingerprint in this room. And the guy's like, calm down. No point in doing that. You'll never get rid of them all. There's traces other than fingerprints that get left behind too. And so then she looks back and says, then what should I do? And so yeah, he just says, huh. Or he says, huh. And Sachi says, say, won't you guys be in trouble once they find out where I am? Are you okay with that? Are you? You understand what this means, don't you? Are you listening to me? Hey, are you listening? And then she's like, hey, are you? And then he's just like, Sachi's on, pretty much. Just calling her blank, pretty much, because we don't know her actual name, so I guess he's probably calling her actual name. And so yeah, he's just saying her name over and over, and then he's like, can you hear me? And then she just like drops down and covers her ears, pretty much, and he's like, hey, Sachi-san, do you want to go for a walk? Because yeah, it's like, she's like, huh? And he says, I think you should get some fresh air. Don't worry, there's no proof that you were headed there or headed here. This isn't Tokyo. There aren't many security cameras out here. You cut your hair too. No one will know if you wear a disguise. So he's like, and I will be with you too. Please just try to calm down. And so yeah, she's like, sorry, that's all I could think of. And then you see behind him all the handprints everywhere again, and then she's just like, yeah, you're right, let's do that. Let's go for a walk. Maybe I can calm down a bit that way. Yeah, let's try that. See, she's like talking really erratically. And she's just like, I won't leave any traces of me in this room. That's that way, yeah, I won't. And so he's just like, XXX on, and then she's like, why are you just standing there? And he's like, huh, get ready, we're going for a walk. Aren't we? So yeah, Sachi has kind of broken a bit more. So she's kind of trying to get out of there, basically, now that they know that, or, I don't know what I was trying to say. Yeah, now that her fingerprints are everywhere in the room, she's just trying to escape it, pretty much, because wanted to basically destroy the place, because they found out, like, her fingerprints mean they can track her in a way. So because of that, she's just kind of trying to just escape in a way, or get rid of everything. So the guy offers her to go for a walk, and she's just kind of like, yeah, let's do that. But the way she says it seems like she's not really in the right mindset for going for a walk. Or she's going to do something else on the walk, you could assume. But yeah, overall, hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, then make sure to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, share it. Check out the links down below to Twitter, Twitch, Discord, all of which are down there in the comment section and description. And yeah, see y'all later. So yeah, bye.